This is your show shirt. It looks like a show shirt. It is a
My
pho
show
show
shirt
shirt.
for
Um,
sure.
and we are going to pivot and talk about time zones with Omie D,
Ooh,
more or less, time zones of the world.
time zones. Dr. Doom controlling time.
Yeah, we're talking about the metaverse on Earth.
Yes, let's do it. Time zones as a kid always confused me until I really saw the layout of the map. Um, which time zone do you think is the coolest? There's only one right answer.
I think the U.S. Central Time Zone is the coolest because that's where the majority of the sports we watch are. And if you go to the East Coast, all the games start at like 8 or 9 p.m. and you're up till midnight. If you go on the West Coast, all the games start at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and by the time it's 8, all the games are done. So Central, all your games are starting prime time. The games finish about bedtime. I think as far as American football goes, which is going to be my litmus test here, Central Time Zone. What say you?
All right, I say the mountain time zone, and I
Hmm.
use your litmus test, and I use another part of your argument to prove my point. Bedtime. It always sucks when Sunday night football ends. It's like 10:30, 11, maybe 10 o'clock. But in the mountain time zone, it's 9 o'clock.
Hmm.
Football starts at 11 and it goes to 9. And you have this whole hour left to watch Sports Center, enjoy your night, relax, and go to bed. Like everything starts just 1 hour earlier in the mountain time zone. And it doesn't finish too late in the western time zone. We just forget about the mountain time zone. That's why I brought this up, because I forgot about it until our trip to Denver. And
Yeah.
then once I got over there, what litmus that I used for that whole travel experience we have using time zones was how Sports Center appeared to me. And it sucks to watch Sports Center on the West Coast.
Sure.
Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it
So
comes on like
in the
4:30.
1800s, the time zone didn't really come into effect until late 1800s, 1900, early 1900s. Before then, how do you think towns determined the time of day?
Sundial.
Absolutely. Basically, high noon. It's
Yep.
noon here. It's noon in Detroit. It's
Yep.
noon in Chicago. It's noon in Denver. And anytime you went from one town to the next, that town had its own time. It's like, oh, well, what time is it here? And it seemed pretty intuitive because it was, based on the sundial, based on that, until railroads showed up and
Hmm.
they had to create time of delivery and schedules because people were traveling. They want to know, what time are we arriving here? What time are we leaving here? And as long as all these towns had all these different 15-minute increments and 10-minute increments, the railroad system was jacked up.
Well, think about it like this. Before that point, nothing could get
Yeah.
to that point from point to point that fast. If you rode a horse, by the time you left
Mhm.
Missouri and got to Denver, it was like 2 days later.
You weren't
So
really outrunning the sun.
no, it was noon. Okay, it's noon. It's noon everywhere.
Yeah.
And even then, if you had a car, it still wasn't traveling that fast. But a train, um, definitely was doing that. So I can see how people would end up somewhere on the West Coast and go, "Wow, this is weird. Sun ain't down yet," because they're looking at their watch
Yep.
and they're going, "Wow, this is weird. It's 3 o'clock, and you know the sun is already down. Where am I? Maine."
Also, they're posting things like, we're arriving at 1 o'clock here, and then we're going to arrive at 12:30 here, and then we're going to arrive at 1:30 here, and then we're arriving at 11 here. It's like, okay, guys, we got to get this figured out. And it was the railroads that did it. And they started saying, here, all of these towns are on the same town, all of these towns are on the same time, all of these towns are on the same time. And there's absolute pushback on it. And it was called the Day of Two Noons. And it was November 18th, 1883. And cities resisted. They hated it, as you can imagine.
Why?
Um,
How? What did they do?
that's not my time. My time is this. And it was, just
Whoa,
stubborn people
whoa,
just sitting there.
whoa!
Um,
Not
Detroit kept
Americans.
Detroit kept their local time until well into the 1900s.
It's like, I'll tell you what, feller, it's gonna be 2 p.m. all the time here in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what you want to do.
It didn't
So,
become Congress didn't nationalize it, and they went on that schedule until 1918. So it was like 40 years of this, of just trusting what the railroads were telling us to do.
it's like it's gonna be there at 11:30. How do you know this? Did people think they were like magicians and stuff? They're like, how did he get it there?
Because we make up the time now. I tell you what to put on your watch.
I am the time. He's got a magic train. That's what I wonder for at points that people think trains are magic and they could travel through time. And that's where the thoughts of time travel came from in books.
Like a big dragon flying
Yeah,
through cities.
It's like, oh my gosh, the train goes so fast, it breaks the time barrier and you go backwards because you're going left. And because